Welcome to Talking Straight. I'm Suresh Kochattil. It's a well-known fact that India is always fighting a two-and-a-half front war. One with Pakistan, the other being China, and the third half with our internal enemies. While fighting a conventional war is something that we have honed our skills over the years, it is the internal enemy that is more dangerous. From urban naxals to actual naxals, to university professor to the Tukde gang, the so-called environmentalist and Western-funded authors, filmmakers, and of course, news presenters. If you can one call by that name, we have all of them lurking around every corner of our country. But the most dangerous is the religious outfits, notably the church and terror outfits, like the Popular Front of India or PFI as it's better known as. Amid the Vizhinjam port controversy in Kerala, there are other instances where the church have fueled protest against the development projects in India. On the face of it, these protests look very docile, but they have very strong underlying element of violent behavior that is unleashed in a planned manner. Let's take the ongoing agitation at the Vizhinjam port in Kerala. Over the last few months, the Latin Catholic Church has been spearheading an ongoing agitation against the Vizhinjam transshipment hub, which is located near Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala and is being constructed by the Adani Group. What started as a small set of demands including rehabilitation and environmental assessment has now revealed its true colors. The protesters, or rather their sponsors, want the development of the project to be totally stopped. The protests are led by the religious heads of the Latin Catholic Church and began with dharna and picketing and soon started showing their true colors. Matters finally came to a boil when a rowdy mob attached to the kind of protest that was going on rushed to the Vizhinjam police station on 27th of November, that is on Sunday night. They became violent and held the police personnel hostage, demanding the release of 5 protesters who were earlier detained for obstructive protest. At least 29 policemen were seriously injured and police vehicles were damaged, and the total attack loss was around 85 lakh rupees. The Latin Church, which is spearheading the ongoing agitation, attempted to justify the weekend violence by stating that it was merely a natural response to government scripted provocations. The church asserted that the protest would continue despite orders from the Kerala High Court to stop the protest and vacate the area. Ironically, the locals at Vizhinjam want the port to be developed, while the protesters who are not from that area want the project to be scrapped. The reason why church wants the project to be scrapped is clear. If the project comes into being and if the port develops, it will benefit, and definitely it will benefit the Indian shipping industry. It will also hit the Chinese-run port at Hambabota and the Colombo port in Sri Lanka. Presently, these two ports handle big container cargo ships, and the containers for India are then sent in smaller ships, which results in a huge cost disadvantage for Indian importers and exporters. Vizhinjam's biggest advantage that is located very close to the busy maritime route from the Gulf towards the Singapore, and ships destined with a cargo to India will benefit immensely, as I told you before. While we continue to discuss the Latin Catholic Church-led protest at Vizhinjam, it's vital to revisit numerous other instances in which churches and foreign-funded NGOs have been instrumental in stalling development projects in India. Take the Kunankulam nuclear project in Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, which was developed in collaboration with the Russian government. Similarly, the Vedanta-owned Sterlite copper factory in Thoothukudi, which was eventually shut down by the Tamil Nadu government in 2018 following violent protests by the locals of what was called environmental concerns caused by the plant. The shutdown of Sterlite copper plants dealt a huge blow to the country's copper trade, and India slipped from being one of the top 5 exporters of copper cathodes in 2017-18 to becoming a net importer in 2018-19. Likewise, the Church of England had impeded the Indian conglomerate Vedanta Group's proposed project to mine bauxite in the Niyamangiri Hills in Odisha. Vedanta was already in substantial business in this part on Odisha's Kalanidhi district, but it was operating a 5,000 crore alumina refinery plant set up in 2006 in Lanjigar at the base of the Niyamangiri Hills to process alumina from the bauxite ore. The company used to buy bauxite from 14 different mines in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and even Gujarat. The transportation costs were very formidable. So Vedanta wanted to mine the bauxite. It said just lays over 3 kilometers from the refinery. In 2009, an agitation against the Neamangiri bauxite mines was spearheaded by the local tribals, supported by foreign NGOs and churches. They instigated the local tribe by asserting that the Vedanta's plan to mine the bauxite in Neamangiri hills will displace 8,000 members of the Dongriya Kond tribe and destroy the ecosystem. Then it had to face the ire of the international campaigners such as Bianca Jagger and the controversial writer Arundhati Roy. Soon the Church of England sold its stake worth $5.9 million in the Vedanta group. In 2012, Vedanta also announced the closure of its Lanjigarh factory. That's a refinery that was built at the base of the Neamangiri mountains to process the 78 million tons of bauxite deposits found there. I can go on and on and on. In the next episode, I will detail out how these religious groups and NGOs who are bankrolled by shady organizations from abroad are out to destroy the development projects in India. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.